Yes, sir. Once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, conscientious people wherever you are all over the world, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. And of course, this is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Radio Biafra London. Radio Biafra London is being anchored by the Deputy Leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra. His name is Mazi Mefo. He is from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra State, and Anambra State is Biafra land. Mazi Mefo is the man who has simply assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. And of course, he's standing in a deputizing capacity on behalf of our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nande Okukano, His Royal Highness, the King of Afari Beku, the one and the only man who stood up to speak for the collective interest of the Biafran people for almost 60 years now. He's from Afari Beku. Afari Beku is in Umuahia. Umuahia is in Abia State, and Abia State is Biafra land. And by the special grace of Chukwukika Biama, I remain George Onyeibe. I am from Abo. Abo is in Delta State, and Delta State is Biafra land. And of course, as we all know, I will not proceed until I acknowledge the Creator, the one who is the lifting up of our head, our hope and stay. Our ancestors, we say, Onyeibe mono, and I will acknowledge him. Ibuchukwu ibuge madwe. Ibuchukwu ibuge madwe. Agbanwe Ibuchukwu obinigwe Ibuchime. Ibuchukwu ibuge madwe. Ibuchukwu onye na-agwọ ọrịa mo analego. Ibuchukwu onye na-echi ikpe ziri ezi anya n'elu ụwa. Ibuchukwu onye na-eme mma Ibuchime. Ibuchukwu ibuge mmadụ. Anyị na-aja gị mma o maka n'eziokwu na ịbụ sọ mma ịhụnanya na gị obiọma gị ujuru anya dadio inwe gị mgbanwe ọ dịghị onye dịka gị ịbụ Alpha na Omega. Anyị niile na-asị na medemao ise. Of course, we must not be ignorant the size of the enemy we battle on. As Biafran people, we are wrestling against flesh and blood. We are wrestling against principalities and power. We are indeed wrestling against wicked spirit in the heavenly places. We are wrestling with Yoruba, Wosa, Fulani. We are wrestling with the creators of one Nigeria, the collaborators to sustain one Nigeria. We are wrestling with Facebook, among others. We are wrestling with saboteurs. But the point is that we were here before they came, and we will still be here after they are long gone. And of course, without wasting much of our time, we move on to our theme for this segment. It remain back to your roots. Our team remain back to your root. I understand the complexity of that OS. I understand the damaging effect it can have in your brain, most especially as a black Christian. You just don't want to hear it, but it's okay. You will be fine, believe me. Just fasten your seatbelt, sit back and relax. You will be fine. I can assure you this is the only thing that will save us in the end. Nigeria is jumping up and down now. They are going to, is it Madagascar? Be Madagascar. Or Madagascar. Nigeria is jumping up and down. Oh, we are going to Madagascar. We are going to do numeristic and policies in the area. What are you going to bring in Madagascar? Is it not back to your root? It really doesn't matter. We must go back to our roots. This is one truth that may be overwhelming for us, some of you to understand. But at the end of the day, anyhow you want to interpret it, you will understand that going back to your root is the only hope for the black man. You can be black man in China, black man in India, black man in America, black man in Indonesia, Australia, Malaysia, black man anywhere, in heaven or in earth. Back to your root is the only thing that will save you. And of course, having said that, our topic this series, or rather this evening, we will be going through a series of a topic. Our topic this time is the method of our ancestors. The method of ancestral ways of guiding principle of integrity. The method through which our ancestors used to guide their way, their principle of integrity. There is what is known as integrity. There is what is known as honor. There is what is known as dignity. Our ancestors understand all this. And they have a principle to govern them. They have a principle to control them. And I tell you, on daily basis, when we lose this value, when we remove our eyes from this very issue, this basic principle that governs the very foundation of our existence, there is problem. You don't need to go to Oxford University, Cambridge University. You don't need to go to any university to understand them. It is written right there in our heart. And that is why today, everything that has been hidden from us, it is being exposed through Radio Biafra. Some of the challenges Africans are facing today globally is as a result of people having inferiority complex in many areas of their life. African greatest problem is the disease called inferiority complex. Believe me, as a black man, I can never ask for more, but rather I can only pray for God to liberate us from mental slavery. Because as a black man, for instance, you have what is known as melanin. It's not in every Homo sapien. And I think it's something to be proud of. As a black man, I can assure you, I have pineal gland. Not every Homo sapien have it. I will not apologize. And it is something for me to be proud of. Should I tell you about the black woman? The black woman itself possesses the power of mutation. Only black woman can give birth to black, yellow, brown, pink, so any human being. Only black woman womb had the power to mutate and born everybody. Both normal human being, both idiot, everybody. Only black woman have this capacity. But it is amazing how we are being destroyed. Not by AK-47. Not by coronavirus or any other conspiracy against us as a people. But first of all, by inferiority complex. And each time you stand before a criminal, each time before you stand somebody who is an armed robber, and you are shivering. Well, you have to shiver for a very long time. You have to shiver for a very long time. But our fathers understand this truth. And they had principles that guide them. That is why those of them who live by this principle of integrity, they could not be conquered. You look at the historical, you look at blacks historical. Of course, I'm talking to Biafrans. When you look at us historically, there is nothing to show for it. Look at you as a black man. Of course, I'm talking to Biafra. Look at yourself historically. It is very pathetic that Onyeibe will tell you that when they conquered Africa, they came with mero, and they came with palm wine, and then they came with bicycle, and then they conquered the whole Africa. This is not true. I refuse to believe in that. Does it mean we don't have mero before Onyeibe entered this land to steal? Are you telling me our ancestors don't know how they look before the first imperialists came here to steal? And so when you are there telling them in the history that when idiot like a terrorist Lugard came to Africa, they now showed us mirror. Our father now jump up like monkey. Ow, 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 ow. They now look at mirror and they now surrendered. I refuse to believe that nonsense. That garbage. Only God knows where it's coming from. There is a river in my place. It is called Zenuhwebe. The river is called Zenuhwebe. Uhwebe is what we call mirror. And let me tell you something. When you look at that river, you see the reflection of yourself. So my ancestors cannot be that stupid to look at a mirror and then become fool. And then some tell you, they gave them wine. And after drinking wine, they now sleep. It's a lie. We have wine. We have palm wine. Palm wine have 3 types of palm wine. Palm wine have 3 types of it. From God, outside the one Jesus turned water to wine. We have palm wine. In my dad let the long tree palm tree, the tall one, we call it unkwelu or okete. The short palm tree, we call it the liquid wine that comes out from it. Naturally, we call it ozu. And then there is still another palm tree that grows inside the river. The liquid juice that come out from it, which is actually wine, we call it ogoro. So you cannot tell me with all this palm wine all over Biafra now, and then one idiot came there and then he give us my own father palm wine, and my father now become mumu and refuse to agree. We are the one who agree to that garbage. This is not true. This is not true. Only those who do not have integrity will believe that. We were taught about evolution in the school. They said to us that our fathers were chimpanzee. From evolution, no, from monkey they become ape. From ape they become Godzilla? From Godzilla they now become chimpanzee. From chimpanzee and then they now become human being. And you agree to it. But I say to them, your own ancestors is a pig. From pig you turn to dog. From dog you now turn to Igbo. And if we keep saying it, Igbo children in the next generation will believe it. But only inferiority complex make you to believe this. But of course we are going somewhere. For you to be able to stand up and look at anybody in the face and tell them the truth. And make them to understand that we are the darkness that mass amongst the light. For in the end, none of them can stop the time. For we indeed do not have fear for atomic energy. If you don't know who you are, how can you stand up to criminals around you? It's unbelievable. You look at us as a people, religiously, we have nothing to show for it. Religiously, we have nothing to show. Honestly, it is not my intention to make you feel bad, but it is my intention tonight to make you to begin to reason. Without integrity, without honor, men and women will still sell us out because they don't have shame. That is why African leaders are the ones selling their people. African leaders are more hopeless than any terrorist that has stepped their foot upon this earth. But we must know the truth, and this truth will set us free. Religiously, we are nowhere to be found. Of course, this is the introduction of this study. Religiously, we are nowhere to be found. Some Janja weed, according to my leader, they are in the northern part of Nigeria, killing you for Allah. They are everywhere in Biafra land. They are doing jihadis for Allah. These are black idiots. As a child, I was told that only a God that cannot manufacture blood, that the hunger for blood and thirsty for blood. And so if you still serving a God who is telling you to kill human for the blood, for blood ritual, your God is weak. Religiously, we are nowhere to be found. Some bandits came from the frontier desert of the Arabian empires, and they gave you Allah. You are a black chimpanzee now. You are jumping up and down. Allah Akobara, as idiot that you are. You are conquering Biafra land for Allah. I don't blame you, but I blame your inferiority complex. And there are some now who are listening. Don't call my Yoruba pastor or don't call my Roman Catholic high priest. You talk now, Menala. I say, don't talk Menala. It is evil. What do you know? What do you know? When the British imperialists were busy ravaging everywhere, stealing across the globe, they carried their God with them. Don't you understand? They carried their God to America. And when they left, Americans see the need. Why God should be, how do I put it in English? The Americans see why God should be, do I say neutralized? If I get the grammar, we'll come back to you on that. They took the same God to India. When they were going, India said, carry your God. We have our own. They took their God to China. At the end of the day, China and Japan take their own God and reject a British God. If you followed us yesterday, you will see what Akanibiam said about Christian nation who we served and believed in. Follow Jesus Christ for them. And when it was time for them to defend us, they follow Allah people to kill us. And that honorable man gave every degree, honor he has gotten, he gave it back to King George and his sister, Queen of England. He returned all of them to them. Of course, I must remind you that when we look at it economically, we are nowhere to be found. Because we have forgotten what it means to live by integrity. Principle of integrity. Our ancestors understand. They have this culture and tradition. We were on our own. They came to steal cocoa. They took it to their land and manufactured chocolate. They are the one who fix the price. They are the one buying the cocoa. They are the one to fix the price. They are the one to convert it to chocolate. They are the one to tell you how much to buy the chocolate. Because they meet a generation who don't understand what is the principle of integrity. They don't know their father. Economically, we are nowhere. Nigeria is one of the highest oil producing nation in the world. But Nigeria don't have one fashionable refinery. They don't. Nobody will believe that the refinery Nigeria have is a Brazilian technology, outdated, as old as Mongo Park. And you see people that, oh, we're the intellectual, we are trying to build a refinery everywhere all over the world, we are going to do this one. Then the other criminal called Dangote is jumping up and down. Because they don't have shame. They don't have honor. So that time you say, oh, we are building mega refinery. Do you know that the generation of Biafra between 1967 and 1970, that they refined this crude oil at their backyard? Do you know they drove their car with palm oil? Do you know they drove their car, armored tanker and trailer with palm oil? Do you know they use palm to drive motor? Some of you will not understand. And then one idiot is jumping up and like, oh, I'm going to build a refinery. Nigeria is telling you to build a refinery is something that you have to go to Jupiter. Or maybe Pluto. Because you don't have shame. And so you Nigerians who are there on the radio, you are telling us lie with big English. You are a disgrace. We already know who you people are. Economically, we are nowhere to be found. Of course, like I said, this is just the introduction. We cannot wear our traditional clothes any longer. Not because we don't like them, because it is very expensive to make. They hijack everything about us. Let me move ahead so that I will not digress too much. You look at us historically. There is nothing to write home about. Why? Because you believe what they told you. It is pathetic. It is unbelievable. We never existed until one criminal entered Africa. According to my sister, I say, boom. The moment they came, they discover. If you are Biafran listening to me, there is a river in Omambara they call Anambra. Orimini Ogbaru have been there from the very first day our ancestors stepped his foot on this Biafra land. And then all of a sudden they told us in school, one man came, his name is Mongo Park. Mongo Park, only God knows where he come from. Mongo Park did not go to school. He discovered the source of River Niger. And later on when he died, Landa brothers came and completed with the voyage and discovered the source of Benue. Because we have failed to live by the integrity that our fathers, ancestors taught us. No, go and look for who discovered the source of River Niger. It is Mongo Park, followed by Landa brother. Oh, who stopped the killing of twins? It's Mary Slessor. Not until they came. We never resisted. If you have the history of your ancestors, before our land was invaded, then you give it to me. You will see everything about us start from them. These are facts that are verifiable. But of course, we will get there somewhere along the line. The restoration of Biafra, they know what is making them to be afraid. It will upset the balance. But of the truth, we must upset the balance, that all men may be free. Today, you go to Europe, when they want to count time for you, they begin to say 00 hour. 00 hour. Then here in Biafra land, and maybe other part of the country, we start by 1, 2. But of course, there is no need to talk about it. I studied economics in University of Port Harcourt. And one thing I understand about further mass or arithmetic progression is simple. There is no where you will start 1, 2, 3 when you talk about arithmetic progression. You cannot say 1 and expect to get 10 without first starting with 0. For you to get 0, for you to have a perfect digital order, you must start with 0. Why are they hiding from 0 in terms of your clock? Because Omambara is the 0-degree latitude of the whole universe. Omambara, the one they call Anambra, is the 0-degree latitude, center of the whole world. They will not let you know. How can you even believe anything good can come from your land? So today they configure the time. Of course, the time helps them. Our fathers have time. They have time before our land was invaded. You look at us governmentally, there is nothing to say. Whether in the local mainstream or international mainstream, we don't have anything to say. Buhari is dead. The owner of Nigeria, while Nigeria is hiding it. And other people are going to collaborate with them and make sure that you will never know that Buhari is dead. But I thank IPOB. I thank our leader. He keep hammering it. He keep hammering it. All of you must confess. You must obey IPOB at the end of the day. But I'm telling you to go back to your root. Because if you go to your root, by now, all of them, if in those days, where Amadio has shrine, that is in Ozuzu, River State Eche, if the high priest who has not joined the Yoruba church, by now we send Amadio to Aso Rock. All of them would have run to Chad and Niger. If you understand what I'm saying, where is the Yoruba pastor now leading Christian church? Where is Osibanjo now? That is to tell you how fake they are. And so in any way you want to look at our life as black people, first of all, you will see something is missing. We never resisted. That is why today, the people who have coronavirus, they are dying in China, they are dying in America, they are dying in Europe, but we are the one drinking the medicine. Idiot are there quarantine their father, or is it quarantine or quarantine? Now another person, they seek the sickness. Now they take the medicine. And then another hopeless man called Bigate is coming, oh, you gotta take the medicine, you gotta take the medicine. But there is much for us to say, let me live for those people. And so we turned up not having any reason why we should rise up to defend or uphold our integrity as human. Because we are not in control of any of this. We cannot rise up to defend ourselves. Well, we want to look for Africa that China will build for us. Oh, we are looking for Africa that America will build for us. Oh, we are looking forward to Africa that India will build for us. Because we don't know what is honor. We don't know what is dignity. When you see a black man behaving normal, no, he's coming out for a presidency. Our fathers were not like that, believe me. You understand what happened. But these are knowledge too much for you to bear. But we will follow you gradually. You, of course, you will be born again. You will be born again. As a result of this, we have been brought lower than animal. Most of us, intellectually, we become intellectually wicked. We have individuals who continually blame their ancestors, but they forgot everything. The history of the conquest of Africa is just a fairy tale. The history of slave trade associated with cockaboo story. Whenever they come, they tell you the history of how Africa was conquered is a fairy tale. And whenever they come, they want to tell you the history of slave trade. They are all cockaboo story. I used to hear people, we were selling ourselves. We were selling ourselves. You don't judge matter that way. I agree. Most black actually aided and abated the kidnappers during the slave trade era. But this is how you judge issue. Who started it? Who started it? We were not able to reward discipline. We have failed to reward honesty. We have failed to reward sincerity. That is why they got the best out of us. Somebody came and said, you want to buy human being. Did you think our people started selling human being to them? Brothers put up fight. But the more you fight to defend your people, the more they are rewarding evil people. Today, you reward evil. And those who are working sincerely, you punish them. And you want to tell me that those who are standing idle will work sincerely? Everybody will be corrupt. And that is the corruption Africa will continue to fight until they go back to the way of their ancestors and understand the principle that govern this dignity and honor among us as a people. We are going to fight for a long time. The history of recolonizing African society is as a result of our own weakness and inability to do so. And of course, on this series, we are going to consider some of these areas of our life which we constantly neglect as a result of the damaging effect by the imperialists, which has beaten us down to submission, to the extent that inferiority complex has killed more of us than AK-47. People of dignity and integrity must reserve the following custom and tradition of their ancestors. People of integrity must keep it. Today, when we talk about the story of Martin Luther King, when we talk about the story of Malcolm X and other revolutionaries of their time, it took integrity, it took sincerity, it took them relying totally in the arm of faith to honor the will of their ancestors, not the will of Onyeibe man. For you to be able to survive as a Biafran, you must destroy that mentality of inferiority complex. We know how it works. Before IPOB came, they have beaten us down to stupor. Do you know how it functions? I live among our people. And when you come, you are talking as a Biafran in Nigeria. The Northerner will tell you, say, Nyamere. Nyamere. You be laughing. Aboki. You know, no say Aboki na master. They call you a Nyamere. He de laugh. Megida. Is Megida an insult? Only Janja weed and Barawo Damburu Baka Dambanza. Only that one befits them. But of course, inferiority complex has reduced you lower than animal. Do you know what is in Nyamere? I am yet to see any Biafran that protest against that name. They rape our mothers, turn them to beasts of burden, slaughter them in broad daylight, and our weak mothers were crying, "Ye mini manwa, ye mini manwa." These people don't understand what it means. Till today, they are mocking us with it, and somebody is coming to romance with them. If I pray one prayer, if I pray one prayer here, God will do wonderful, nasty thing in our midst, and He will not forgive me. I won't pray it. So anytime you see Hausa calling you a Nyamiri, you are supposed to be angry. But of course, you accept it. In Nyamiri, we are in Nyamiri. Without IPOB, I tell you, we have lost it all. Ajokuta ma momi. Omoibo lori buruku loshi. Onyeibe. I hope you understand how you feel. And that is because no more integrity. They have disgraced us. They have destroyed us completely. But there is a way to recover it. Our fathers will do it over and over. That was why, of course, this is May. the month we remember heroes and heroines. That was why after the war, no matter how much our fathers were beaten down, they refused to give up. The same way British government is afraid of Biafra restoration, Yoruba and Hausa Fulani are more afraid than you can imagine. Each time I sit down in a sober reflection, I cannot understand who these people are. I don't think we can be able to live up to their statue of dignity. Because after they were completely decimated, nowhere to return to, they came back home and healed themselves. Nihina onye ndi rojwa onye chi ajwa na ajwa onwe ya. Women ndi ụwa ajwa ya jukwa onwe. They moved on. They started patching their life. 6 years later, they were ruling the economic of the whole world. You think they don't have honor? You think they don't have integrity? Without collecting a dime from Nigeria, they manage the economic that is the biggest GDP in Africa. And that was when Awolowo, Yoruba man, on the 28th of August, 1976, issued a press communique. No, we must attack these people again. We must rape their women, pillage all that is left. Today, what are we? You are running to Fulani man to give you governor. You are going to romance Yoruba to help you become somebody. Do you know what is honor? Today, our lovely brother Showore, you see what he's saying to Chibuike? Showore cannot talk about the Yoruba affair. They are jumping up and down. Oh, we have been registered in the non-recognized country. Ndiara. You register in non-recognized country. You register in recognized country. Waiting concern us. Yoruba go. Hausa go. Let us be on our own. Let us come back to Biafra land and wash our dirty linen, because we have a lot of dirty wrapper to wash. But then, no Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani have the right to interfere what is happening in Biafra land. Look at the Showore. Revolution man. What concerns Showore with Wiki? Of course, I'm not supposed to say that, but I would say it. If you are a Biafran and you are against Wiki, you see Yoruba or Hausa Fulani blood in you speaking. Showore has not issued a press communique telling them that the Alamajiri is everywhere in Biafra land. You people have not told them that the Fulani has said that they will declare war on South, South, and Southeast, which is Biafra land. Hey, Wike is a Taranika. Wike is a Tarani. What do you know about River State? What do you know? Of course, if Wike is listening, Wike must understand. It is not easy. People are hungry, but like you said, only who is the person that is alive that can talk about hungry. We understand what you are doing. Save your people first of all. I wish you are the governor of Delta State. We need people like you to look at evil and call them evil. Oh, he break hotel. Oh, he break hotel. Is it more than the Ladipo market they are burning? Is it more than what they destroyed in MI2? Yoruba destroyed MI2? Any governor that is not standing up to defend Biafra land, I can tell you, you are not, the single blood of Biafra is not in you. Yoruba are quarantined their own. Do you hear any Biafra interfere with them? And then they bring out charge and be lawyer. Yes, sir. According to the constitution of Nigeria, Wike does not have the right to demolish building. He can take it to the court to contest. But you didn't go to school. Does Nigerian constitution recognize COVID-19? That copy and paste by Abdulsalami Abubakar. Does it recognize COVID-19, coronavirus? And of course, unusual situation give birth to unusual reaction. Let me not digress further. For you to be able to operate or understand how our ancestors, the method they use to guide that principle of integrity, which has actually kept them alive till today, these are the principles to follow. 1, you must maintain your ancestral rename. For you to be able to understand what makes them to maintain our territory, to maintain our life till today, number one thing they did, is to maintain their name. We have to be recycling them over and over. We will come from different directions until you understand what you are saying. Our ancestors, to hold on to their integrity, there was something they did. Their name. They maintained it. And so as a child, of course, every Biafran as a child, I'm talking about myself, they have English name. But the English name came in as a result of two things. One, religion, that is Christianity. Two, as a result of association and assimilation. I think the third one is as a result of being victimized by one Nigerian people. And so I would say almost all my life, my father don't have a native name. But of course, in as much as I will say their case is understandable, I still does not agree with him. They don't have native name. And so, by the time you begin to mention my ancestral name, when it comes to his own name, he will not be mentioned there. Because they will repeat his father's name. That is why in the Bible, they get to a place, they now begin to call somebody and bring in his father's name instead of his own name. And David beget Absalom. Absalom that was no more. And David beget Rehoboam. Rehoboam that did this. And then after they will boycott all of them and move to the next one. Our father understand that Alionye wondwa. Kanwe jekwa agwefa. Every living thing that God created, it is tied to their name. The power of every living thing is tied to their name. I give it to Yoruba. No matter what happens, before you see Yoruba answering English name is difficult. Some of your Yoruba pastors who have an English name or biblical name, it is because their real name is a Juju name. Juju name or Shunde and other Juju name. Because of their business, they cannot answer the name. So what do? They now change it to Enoch, Abraham, Elijah. But go and find out their name. They don't change it. There are many things that the colonial master gave to us. Not only us. They took so many things to India, for instance. And when they were going, India rejected everything Oyibo gave to them. They accepted only one. Technology. Only one. And today, who are we? There are things we value in my culture and tradition as a Biafran. Number one, the naming ceremony and the circumcision of a child. We don't play with it. That is the day you are initiated into that covenant that uphold the foundation of Africa. And so what is your name? And the time you come to Queen of England Palace, Buckingham Palace, and say, yes, what is your name? You know, so my name is George. He just, okay, he's one of the dog, one of the property. Yes, George, go ahead. He can never see you as human being. Go to America and look at all the black Americans, all the slaves. They were named after their owner. So when your owner, the person that owns your father as a slave, his name is Jackson. All of you begin to answer Jackson. That Jackson is simple. So they know you are Jackson property. You will never be respected. Go to America. What is your name? Oh, my name is Eddie Murphy. You are Eddie Murphy property. That is what you are agreeing to. But the most pathetic one is that those of us now, they born here in Biafra land and we are answering George. May the Lord have mercy upon me. The moment I enter, they say, what is your name? George. They say, this is a confirmed one. This is the stage 1 Mugu. I am stage 1 Mugu. George Onyeibe. But of course, because of the situation we are, we will not allow our children to make the same mistake. Every country answer their name. I want to talk to you Africans. When you go to United Nations floor, when you go to anywhere in the world, listen to every name they will mention. No Indian man is answering Chinese name. No Chinese man is answering American name. No American name is answering Arab name. All of them answer their father's name. Only black. Yes, gentleman, what is your name? My name is Alhaji Damburu Baba Onyeibe. Yes, what is your name? My name is Irotimi Chibuka Amechi. Onyanaja Detakwa. But of course, you do not understand that that is where they begin to evaluate who you are. When you lose it, you will lose everything. I want you to understand, our father knows this truth. To show you how much you have been beaten down. Do you see any community in Yoruba land that answer English name? You think they are stupid? We can call them anything we want. They are not stupid. They understand the importance of every detail of this principle of dignity. No street in Yoruba land can answer English name. No community in Yoruba land can answer any name. They have affiliation with the Muslim as well as the Christian, including Ogomo. But every community must bear their name. The same thing to the north. You begin to hear Gwangwalada. Another horrible name to your ear. It's normal. But come to Biafra land. Have you ever wondered? Because we are just common property. Only God knows who owns us. Yes, oh, I'm a Rivers man. Me, I'm Delta man. And when Delta come to claim you now, you be complaining. How can you control the resources in your land where you are cross river man? Now you understand. If you want to know the importance, let one governor come out and say, we want to change the name of this state. You see, hell will be let loose against you. It plays an important role. That is how they know who you are. Ownership is tied to name. When you go to America and tell them that you are the owner of Port Harcourt, make sure the Port Harcourt have meaning in your dialect. Because if not, you are not the owner. When the police sees you with a vehicle and they say, give me your particulars, they check your name. And once your name is what they have in the particular, the issue is neutralized. But when you are carrying a vehicle belonging to another person, I tell you, you are not going. Number one, the name. It's important. Oh, change the name. Let's not answer Biafra. Let us answer upper voter, lower voter. It is Biafra. The day we agree to change the name Biafra, that day we are in trouble. Biafra is the only name that chases evil people away. Biafra will continue to remind all of them their heinous crime against us as a people. Let that name haunt them. Let that name give them sleepless night. Let that name remind them how evil they are. Why do you think Nigeria are running from the name Biafra? They just don't want you to know what they did to our father. Have you wondered why they changed the name of all the people in the Bible? Because if all of them still answer the name they answer in the Bible, there will be problem. Israel will have serious problem it cannot solve. So they change it. That is why you don't hear about Amalekites. You think the Amalekites are dead? Huh? They are all here. The Moabite and the Amorites. You think they are dead? They are all here. But somebody want to misplace priority. Number one. Number two. You must maintain your ancestral body cream. It look weird, but they are truth. Let me digress a little bit. If you look at Biafrans, for instance, taking Nigeria as a case study, Biafrans are the only people that have all color skin. Our ancestors knew this truth. That is why you go to some family, they call them Nwo culture. You go to another family, they call them Nwo Koji. Biafrans are the only people who have original yellow person. Yellow in the sense that they don't bleach. I'm not saying there is no Yoruba yellow person. I'm not saying there is no Hausa Fulani yellow person. I want to tell you that to see correct Oyibo without rubbing top gel, any bleaching cream, it is Biafra. You see Biafra men and women so yellow. In fact, my immediate younger brother, my father called him Onyocha Naya Dioji. As yellow as my father, my mother. Very fair. They don't need top J to maintain it. If they lie, let them stay under the sun for 30 years. They remain that way. Have you seen Hausa Abino? Have you people seen Fulani Abino? Only in Biafra land you will see all of them. If you see black na black. Chocolate na chocolate. Abino na Abino. If you see Yoruba, bring out 100 Yoruba that are fair. I assure you that 99.9 of them, both Ghana soup, Cameroon soup, both top jail, no cream where they never run. And watch I'm leg na Fanta, the other one na Coke. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't care how you feel. They bleach because they are black. You hardly see fair person among them. The Fulani have fair. They have black, but not like our own. And then you hardly see fair Hausa man. But why am I bringing all these things out? Our fathers never used top jail, Arabama Queen, fair and white, fair and beautiful. No. Udakon and Udori. I don't know what they call it. Pancannel oil. Udakon and Udori. That is what they rub. But to you, oh, it's local. It's local. It's local. Let me remind you, every civilization, no matter how backward you can trace them to, they all upgraded. They all upgraded. So somebody will now begin to say, based on your level of intellectuality, he now say, oh, why is he saying, is George Onyeibe telling us to go and rub pancannel oil? Yes, that is what I'm telling you. The pancannel oil can be upgraded. The udoli was actually upgraded to a cream they call unku. Go and ask herbalists about that cream they call unku or jet cream. That was the upgraded version of udoli, the python oil cream. I saw Chinese people, they were sharing udoli. Today, how many of you have udoli in your house? Udoli is that pomade that look like granite oil, but it's not granite oil. Udako is the black one. Very black. Do you know they carry divine power, miraculous particle in them? Do you know? Do you know that Udako and Udori, if you don't know the meaning, go and ask Biafra man to tell you. Do you know they carry miraculous property? This say you rob and winch, he go come press you for night. There no burn down winch. Do you know as a child, if we see crocro in your body, you look like a leper? Eczema. If my parents or my community, they see eczema in your body, you look like a leper. Why? Because Udoli and Udakon will not let that come out. They help you manage your pimples. But of course, what are we doing? We are looking for good cream. They program all these things. Today now, if Oyibo refuse to give us cream, some of us will agree to any terms just to get the cream. That is the area where we are losing it all. That is the area where we are losing it all, that I want us to take our mind back to. Oyibo now say, nah, no more bleaching cream. That is when you know that black women can protest. Hey, we're not going to agree. He cannot take the cream away from us. We cannot look good. We have a long way to go. We have a long way to go. Our ancestors understand the need to maintain our ancestral clothing. All these things give you regard when you stand before international community. When you finish wearing suit, look at a mirror and judge yourself. Every breed, every tribe, every nation, they understand the need, they should develop their own. Let's take suit for instance. You have Indian suit. Indian didn't make suit, but they have to design their own for the sake of honor and integrity. We have French suit. Maybe French made suit, but they have their own specific trademark. You have British suit. You have American suit. You have Chinese suit. You have Japanese suit. Do we have African suit? The answer is no. Why can't we have our own dressing? Why can't we have our own dressing? Now you begin to understand that our ancestors, they knew what was at stake. Go to occasion. I want you to watch the picture of National Assembly. You will look at Biafrans there. They are putting on a Hausa cloth. Because it's inferiority complex. They are conquered already. Only few of them will come out with Isiago. Only few of them. Just go and look at the National Assembly when they gather in Ugwu Hausa to discuss about our life. Go and watch all of them. They are dressed like Alamajiri. Inferiority complex. One Sunday I went out and I saw some of our brother. They were dressing like Asa and they were yelling Alaji. You know, no say Alaji, you know they clean yash. You're happy, oh, he's Alaji, oh, he look like Alaji. God forbid. Chinika man kwe fojo. But you don't understand. They tell you, oh, how can he give us Biafra? This thing he's saying now, how can he give us Biafra? You think it's about having Biafra full of idiot? We're talking about Biafra, where we will respect everything about our culture, where we will have respect for one another. And the slogan will not just be slogan, but it will become part of our life. I just give you an instance. Of course, we try to wake up along the line. I think in Nigeria, they say on Friday, you are allowed to dress with any attire you want. But believe me, it needs to go more than that. We must maintain our ancestral medicine. We have said all these things before, but we are trying to come from another angle. Maybe you will see what we are trying to tell you. We have to maintain our ancestral medicine. Today, look at how we are running up and down. If you look at Nigeria today, Nigerians are rejoicing. Oh, Casablanca have helped us. Oh, hey, wait, thank God. Oh, the Lord of Onyeibe is working. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, hey, God have helped us. Oh, they don't even have hospital. NAFDAC have worked very hard to discourage tradomedical more than anything in the world. Imagine when they say no Western drug will come into Nigeria, into Africa. All of us are gone as a people. Our ancestors understand why all this should be preserved. They understand it. And I give it to the Yoruba once again and the Hausa. They don't play with it. I remember in those days I was sick. And then what did I do? I went home. Don't mind what Facebook is trying to do with my audio, but we must continue. I went home. And I consulted my people. They brought native medicine for me. And then when my pastor come to greet me, he looked at the medicine. He said, are you taking local medicine? I said, yes, pastor. He said, no, this is evil. This is evil. It's demonic. I said, pastor, no, let us quarrel. Don't let me get angry with you. What is evil? What is evil? He said, no, the Bible says all thing has passed away. All thing no pass away for that one. You know, most of our medicine is prepared by Kai Kai. Did Jesus not turn water into wine? I say, pastor, leave me. Inferiority complex. We are the one who destroy our source of traditional medicine. And let it be on record. Nigeria are not going to Casablanca to buy Western drug. It is Agbo. It is native drug. Inferiority complex. It damaged so much. And of course, the final one we are going to look at this evening is you have to maintain your ancestral list or way of governance. They have a way they govern themselves. They have a way they govern themselves. Are we following it? There are many people in their community, they have been, how do I put the grammar? Is it ostracized? They are outcast in their own community. Go and find out what they did. Today, people will do it and walk away, and you'll be calling them Omego, Amayanamo. They have a way they govern themselves. China can be criminals trying to steal Africa. It's okay. But look at China and Japan. They have a system or culture of discipline among themselves. Culture or system of discipline. They don't compromise with it. Outside their country, they are not disciplined. No? If you are a Chinese man or a Japanese man, come and kill the whole Africa. Steal everything. You return home as a hero. But when you come home, you steal their property. You either hang yourself or you jump down from a skyscraper. Because these people understand the need to protect, to preserve that which gives them dignity and honor. That which delivers them from inferiority complex. If you fail out of this principle, you simply don't have any integrity. You will be humiliated. You will be killed by your own inferiority complex. And no one will have regard for you, as our case has been today. I want you to look at yourself as a Biafran. I want you to look at yourself as a black man. No matter how highly placed you are, there is one small Onyeibe trying to make you feel that you are inferior. I took time to look at the case of Akanebia. He said he walked among 32 white men. He's the only black man there. He said no matter how much he work hard, even though he's better than most of them, but they never fail to tell him that he's a black monkey. He said the only consolation he has is that at least among all the black across the globe, he's found one worthy to represent the blacks. And with this he consoles himself. But how long are we going to console ourselves? We must get rid of inferiority complex from our life. And look at our enemies in the face and tell them that what they are doing is wrong. Then your son will be somewhere watching you. Speak with boldness and integrity. And then they become the real human being that they are. But all those things you are doing, because of your inferiority complex, your children are watching you. And they will never be able to speak up for themselves tomorrow. Go and watch all our leaders. Those that have privilege of knowing their father were men of integrity, men of honor. And their children learn from them. Of course, this is where we draw the curtain. We come to the end of this program. Our lines will be open. Look at these principles of honor and integrity, which our ancestors upheld. And tell me what you have to say, because we need it in Biafra land. Only integrity, only men of honor and women of dignity can give us the Biafra we long for. I'll be back in a minute.
No negotiations, no compromise. All we want is Biafra. Our self-determination, they call it hate speech. We want referendum, they come forward. Our lives are not saved in Nigeria. Spilling our blood for no just cause. Biafran self-determination, they call it hate speech. We want referendum, they come forward. Killing my people like Christmas good too. No more to election in Biafra land. So we are crying, let us go to return. Yamaga Measure have expired. We are tired of your soup. Intimidation is too much. Incarceration is too much. We are tired of your soup. We must go. Wicked ones from Biafra land, they impose on us to be our leaders. killing and wasting innocent life. We can't take it anymore. Geographical wicked thoughts from Biafran land. They impose on us to be our leaders. Killing and wasting innocent lives. We can't take it anymore. If you pretend, you must let us go. Pretend, pretend, pretend. Your magana shall expire. We are tired of your zoo. We must go. Remember Biafra genocide. Pretend, pretend, pretend. The zoo river massacre. We are tired of your zoo. We must go. Freedom is not a crime. We must restore our papa's land. We can't take this torture anymore. Biafra is last hope for black race. Biafra freedom is not a crime. We must restore our mother's land. We can't take this torture anymore. Biafra is last hope for black race. We are dying every day. Pretend, pretend, pretend. Intimidation is too much. Remember Biafra genocide. Pretend, pretend, pretend. Oh, we are tired of your zoo. We must go. If they are the one, their Sharia land. Give Oduduwa their father's land. Give my people blessed land of Biafra. Stop the looming war in Nigeria. If they are the one, their Sharia land. Give Oduduwa their father's land. Give my people blessed land of Biafra. Avoid the looming war in Nigeria. You will respect our rights. Pretend, pretend, pretend. Yamagamesha have expired. We are tired of your zoo. We must go. Intimidation is too much. Pretend, pretend, pretend.
Yes, of course, at this moment our lines are open. Our WhatsApp line remains 070-815-45642. 070-815-45642 is our WhatsApp line. Our direct line is 081-221-52971. Our direct line is 081-221-52971. And the special number for the female is 081-288-58614. Special number for the female is 081-288-58614. It is simple. The Northerners or the Westerners can never respect us. Why? Number one, it is only our governors that go and kneel down for them. Our governors are going to kneel down for them. I think it's only Wike that has not gone to kneel down for any Alamajiri. And you want those people to respect you when your governors and leaders are kneeling down to worship them? You think they will respect you? Have you seen Yoruba governor come to kneel down for any Biafran governor? Have you seen Hausa Fulani governor come to, they even show simple regard? Look at Erufai, that imp, that small man. If you see where Willie Obiano Okowa and the rest of them are vibrating, shivering for him, you will understand why they continue to come our land with impunity and they terrorize us. And they walk away freely because your governors are all women. Men with wrapper and brazier wearing bra. When we talk about integrity, understand what we mean. When we they stand up and face this evil once and for all, just because of us? If they know they shame, why they not use because of us? Stop that nonsense. And that is why when we are talking, they say don't mind them. They now call our governor, come here. He will now run to Uguausa. He will now need them, please. We have in fact almost all the governor. We have your picture begging Alamajiri. And somebody think they will have regard for us. They will not. But if you are not, you don't understand what honor and dignity is, we will show you. Are you there, caller, on the line?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Please, I just want to thank you for what you people are doing for us. I'm very much appreciate. But one thing I want to tip there is that as we are putting on putting masks. I never see an outside people putting their own masks. But we, our Igbo people, they collect money, they beat us, but they know they touch Hausa. Why?
That is those people without shame. They don't have shame. They don't have honor. Only to beat their people. That is that is the reason why we are looking at some of these things. Our father will not do that. They are saying they are locking us down. Fulani and Hausa, including Yoruba, they are working without mask. They are not quarantining them or quarantining them. We are the ones that are suffering it. But can you do anything? Tomorrow now your governor will go and beg them. Go ahead.
I thank God for everything. What I know is that we shall not die. We shall survive by this coronavirus. It will not affect Biafran people. That is what I know. I really thank you. My name is Annie Florence from Enugu State. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We must continue. Our people must understand the truth. The truth is simple. When your governor go and beg El-Rufai and need and telling El-Rufai, begging El-Rufai, you think El-Rufai will have regard for all of us? Our fathers will not do that. There was an article online. They say Igbo man does not bend down for kneel down for anybody. Honestly, my father told me that the only reason we kneel down to pray to God is so that we will not kneel before any man. All our governors are going to kneel down for Hausa, and we want them to respect you. You see a governor of a whole Biafra going to meet one idiot from the north, and he said, yes sir, all right sir, correct sir, okay sir, we are you think they will respect us? Caller, what's up? Are you there?
Mazi, Onyeibe, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Simon. I am calling from Almeria, Spain. Your topic this evening, I know it has been long, it has been bad, but we all did not lost it. I think there's still people like you and most of us here and our able leader Mazi Nandikan, the only man that have never betrayed me because of money. You know, some people, why make some of our people lost it is because of money. When you are too greedy, someone that is supposed not to be your gate man, you start pulling your trousers down, then what do you expect? We never lost the dignity. I know there's still, because my granddad, like some people that condemn their grandfather or their...
Of course, we are looking at it. I'm not saying Biafrans has lost it all. I am saying it so that every Biafran listening, we know those who are foolish among us. I'm just opening the eyes of everyone. Of course, we have men and women of dignity. That is why we are here. It's just a general message. So as a Biafran, when you see your governor going to kneel down before 1 hour full anima, you know it's not your governor. He's just a puppet, another idiot on power. He cannot represent the interests of the people. It's just a simple question. Go ahead.
I was told that these people, we are son of the soil. So I grew up with that principle and dignity. That is why they could not break most of us. That is why when I look at them, some people, when I joined this struggle newly, they think I have lost it. Because some of us, we're grooming us, will become one of these tomorrow. But it cannot be anything there or less Fulani that will come from your back. That is why you see some of them don't talk. Like as he said, maybe he never. Because immediately they go there, they are nothing. They are just tissue wrapper. When he hear their governor, he see them. Hey, my brother, that is when I know we have nobody. That's why we are doing everything we are doing. But let me tell you people, our people, what caused all this thing is Christianity. It made us we become coward more. If you look at all this issue, all these places Britain went to, they never accept their God. They never lose who they are, but to lose who we are. Mazi Onyeibe, no, we will get there. At least our generation, my children, because I would like to have more children. Why I never have more children is because Biafra never come. Because I don't want to have children. They will grow up in the Nigerian mentality. No. We will train our children. We will have new leaders that will stand up in dignity. We will not have a society where they reward criminals. Because what is going on in Nigeria is criminal. They reward criminal. They reward evil people. They reward people that betray their own people. That is why we are here. But this message, it will go a long way. Get there. We should not lose hope. I thought we have lost it before I see something like Mazi Nandikan and the IPOB. We'll get there. There's those Chukwu Okike Abiyama call. We will not lose hope. It has been long. Check it how many years. You know, we have gone through slavery, gone through colonialism, gone through kind of brainwashed. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So we'll get there. Thank you.
Of course, Biafrans now are being how do I speak all this grammar? Somewhere along the line, you will know the truth. When people are talking, we'll be looking at them. Because we know who is talking. We know when a man is talking and when a woman is talking, irrespective of the position they occupy. That is why every Biafran must get to this level. Our father were not that daft. They were not that stupid. They understand when they need to shield their sword and when they need to stand their ground. But of course, we must continue. Caller on WhatsApp, are you still there?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good evening. I'm very much happy hearing the voice of our coordinator, Mazi Onyeibe. I'm all send my regards to our leader, Mazi Kanu, and Mazi Uchemefo, and likewise all the leaders, coordinators all over the world that is putting much effort for we to actualize our freedom as soon as possible. My name is Chukweku Ijebulem. I'm calling from Germany. I'm from Idumesa. Idumesa is Agbo. Agbo in Delta State. Delta State is a Biafra land. I want to contribute over the issue of what Mazi Onyeibe is saying tonight, because in terms of we have lost the value of what we meet our forefathers on it, the value of our tradition, the value of everything. Because why I say so, because I come out from a home, I can call it a polygamous home. This my father, this is my grandfather, that is Ijebulem by name, a married 14 housewife. He have more than 7 women that give birth to him outside, apart from the housewife that is 14 in number. And this man lived 114 years. As I'm speaking to you, many of my brothers are listening, they're hearing my voice right now. And this man lived 114 years. But when we were small, this man happens to be a man that we have festival. We call it Igwe festival. When they are doing this Igwe festival, this man will come out. Many hard men, strong men from the village, from my own village, Idumesa, will come out. Some of them will become some certain things that you don't expect human being to become here in the earth. But when we grown up, our own fathers, being the children of this my grandfather, many of them divide from that way, then decide that this is an evil way. But to my own surprise, today that we are, many of them that this man that lived 114 years and have a 14 housewife, the way that this man follows when they condemn that is an evil way, this man lived 114 years, and many of his children cannot live up to 70 years because of what? They abandoned the way and then follow Christianity. Now, when George Onyeibe was broadcasting now, I come to realize why did they find it very difficult to live long just like this our grandfather called Ijebulem, because of what? They abandoned the tradition of the land and follow Christianity, and right now none of them live up to the standard of this man, because you can't compare somebody dying at the age of 70 years to somebody that live up to 114 years. And maybe somebody that many of the children that is dying at the age of 70 years, maybe they have 1 or 2 wives, but this man that live up to 114 years have 14 housewives, have extra 7 women outside that give birth to him without marrying them down home. So I must appreciate, I really learned from here. Now I see the reason why we must value the culture, the tradition of us, so that we will not be sell out, so that we will not be lost, just like the mistake from this generation that I'm picking a point from there now. So that is my contribution. I really appreciate. I thank you once again, Mazi George Onyeibe. Make boy nwa potende kauna, because you only can hope to kọma ihe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu na kọne oki me no ke rugwe nte ya bela kọma osokmeka n'ozobi. God bless you.
Chukwuyaweze. Thank you very much. We must continue. Our people must understand where we are coming from in order to appreciate where we are going to. Honestly, no Biafran person is my enemy. No Biafran person, I'm not underrating anybody, but I just want you to look at the other way around. We are in a deep mess, deep shit, very deep one. These things don't matter. Let's see if we can get something from this audio I'm about to play now. Maybe we'll begin to understand what you are seeing here.
I am the lab science director. I know a thing or two about food science. Now, what they have invented, when I say they, I'm talking about the genetic engineers, not only have they found a way to put these genetically engineered traits into food crops, they've now found a way to cause food crops to grow RNA fragments that can be specifically targeted like bioweapons to interfere with the physiological processes of targeted species that might eat the food. Now, this technology is called RNA interference technology. It's relatively new compared to GMOs, relatively new. It's being touted now as a technology to eliminate the use of pesticides because what they're saying is they can cause a corn crop to grow RNA fragments that will kill the insects that eat the corn without having to use pesticides like toxic chemicals that overload the insect nervous system and kill it from a nervous system breakdown and so on. This RNA interference technology is a pesticide technology, but it doesn't rely on pesticide chemicals. It relies on RNA fragments in the food. Now, what's disturbing about this is that this technology target a specific race of humans who eat the food. I want you to follow me very carefully on this because most people have never heard of this before. They've never heard of this technology. They don't know it can be targeted by race. Food crops can be engineered right now based on existing technology to cause infertility in black people alone. That technology is a reality. It's widely covered out there in the mainstream media, in the science media. RNA interference technology is widely covered. And they openly talk about how it can be used to target specific physiological processes of certain insect species. They can interfere with DNA repair or protein synthesis in insects. They can interfere with fertility or reproduction. They can interfere with mobility, a nervous system interaction with the musculoskeletal system, or depending on what animal we're talking about, other systems, endoskeleton systems. I ask you, does that technology exist? The answer is yes.
I will stop there. If you take time to listen to what he's saying, it's quite a long audio. Those of you who are doing farm, Onyeibe will give us fertilizer, Onyeibe will give us Indomie, Onyeibe will give us. Everybody have their own restaurant. We don't have. How did you think they will respect you? Because they will poison you. When we are shouting, oh, we are black, we are this, and they will poison you. They have all of them. Ordinary mosquito will bite you and overrule your DNA, overrule your body metabolism. Why? Because we are eating Indomie. Throughout yesterday, I eat Indomie. I went to pray to God, have mercy on me. Because with what I know, I should not be doing that. Indomie in the morning, Indomie in the night. But of course, it's not my fault. But there is no excuse why we should allow ourselves to die anyhow. We need to show ourselves as men and women of dignity. We will suffer it for a while, but after which they will not see any reason to keep holding us down. I don't know how to explain better, but you will understand it's just a process of time. Caller on WhatsApp, are you still there?
Hello, good afternoon, Mazi George Onyeibe.
Yes, good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
My name's Onyeibe. I'm from Delta State, Okwani to be precise, but I'm calling you from Canada. I just want, Ajay, I appreciate you. Your topic today was very educating. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world. I say God bless our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the King of Afari Beku, and our Deputy Leader, Mazi Uchioka from Mefo. I say Mechuko Kikabiama, continue to protect them. Mazi George Onyeibe, like you said, these people, these Oyibo people that came, we never existed until they came to our land and we started existing. Like Mariam Makaba, I think, said that, we never existed until these people came. As soon as they came, we started existing. But how do you expect people who don't like you to write, good history about you? We never saw Mirror until they came, but we had a name for Mirror. Like in my village, we call Mirror Ugegbe. We never
call it Ugegbe, and we don't have it. Igbo brought it, but we know the name.
Yeah, they brought it, but we
know the name.
They brought us wine. We never had wine, but we have palm tree, and we call the wine that comes from palm tree. We call it Manyeko or Ekwenu, and the one they fall down, we call it Ogbuto, and the one that is by the riverside, we have a name for it. We call it Ogoro, and we never had all these things. They came with all these things, and we started selling out our people, to them. It's okay, but we get there. We have to offset the balance because they are afraid of it. Because offsetting the balance is gonna, it's gonna backfire on each and every one of them. They don't want us to know, but at the end of the day, we are all going to know where we are coming from. Well, inferiority complex, on the other hand, is killing, almost every African man because they don't believe in themselves. Everything that has to do with the Oyibo people is what they like. They don't like anything that comes from their own side. We are all westernized. We want to go the Oyibo way. We don't want anything. You tell them about African things, they will tell you they are local things and all that. But that is inferiority complex. Like Kim Jong-un said, he said he didn't know how these European people were able to brainwash Africans to the point that they forgot their gods, they forgot their way of life, and they embraced the Western way of life. They embraced Christianity and everything. They forgot everything that has to do with them. Their way of life, their way of marriage, their polygamous, way of life and all that. They forgot everything and went by the Oyibo side of it. And until Africans wake up to that realization, wake up to that fact, that until they go back, unless they go back to the way they were, their ancestral way of life, until they go back to that, they are not going to, develop as a people. So the sooner Africans will wake up, the sooner Biafrans will wake up to that reality that until we go back to our roots, we are not going anywhere. We have to go back to our roots to be able, to be able to be God, who God created us to be. And on the other hand, this Wike, they were talking about Wike. I read something about Oze Okwesili Falana and Showore talking about Wike. What gave them the right
Those
to talk
people,
about
they are dirty, stinking animals. They are idiots. They are idiots and the hopeless animal. They should go and talk for their community. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. When Aerofire was demolishing hotels of the Igbos in...
Not hotel. Aerofire took every property that belongs to the Biafran people. My younger brother have 2-story building in Abuja. Among other property, he's in Canada now, more than 13 years now or 17 years. He moved to Canada and said he's no longer in Nigeria. He said Rufai. No, this idiot did not say anything.
Ezekwesili never talked about it. The one that calls himself a lawyer, son, or whatever he calls himself, the Falana, never spoke about it. Showore is not being able to talk about their lorry that has been taken over by these Fulani people. And he has the guts to open his mouth to talk about Wike. Then Wike and Falana, they were saying that Wike is an embarrassment. And Ezekwesili is opening her mouth to talk silly, to talk nonsense about Wike. Maybe she must have collected one contract or something from these Fulani people. All these fools that came against Goodluck Jonathan and brought Goodluck Jonathan down. The other southern governors that are not doing anything. Nobody has been able to open their mouth to say, why are you people not doing something? The one that is doing something, they want to criticize. They want to criticize him. They want to bring him down. But Chukwuka Kadama will disappoint each and every one of them because they cannot bring him down. The other ones are the Fulani stooges that have been planted, everywhere. They are not saying anything. These trucks that are bringing Alamajaris and these foot soldiers to the south, Ezekwesili and whatever they call them, they've not been able to rise up to condemn this thing. And this person that interviewed, that are called Wike, to interview Wike about, why he had to pull down that hotel. She has never called them to ask them, this hole we are seeing on Buhari's neck, why is that hole there? Is this the same Buhari that we voted for in 2015? Nobody has been able to do that. They do a recorded broadcast and come to you. The NTA will tell you it's live. You've not been able to call NTA to ask NTA, why did you tell us that this thing was live when Adesina came to tell us that they were all recorded broadcasts? They cannot do that, but anything that has to do with somebody that is working for the interest of the people, they are going to go against them. And Wazirike that is opening his mouth, maybe they have paid him money, they want to use him against Wike. He's opening his mouth to say he can do something to destabilize, River States. To hell with each and every one of them, because Chuko Kika Agama is going to disappoint all of them at the end of the day. Oh, hey, Biafra, Mazi.
Biafra.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you. The people who live in Nigeria don't understand that things are not the way they used to be. All of them can be yapping. We want our people to see the truth first of all. We are here to ensure that Biafra is restored. And if upsetting the balance is what will make it happen, we will do that. Are you there? Caller on the line? Good evening from here.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Go ahead, please, Onowa.
Yes, my name. Yes, I know that you recognize my voice. Please, my radio is not speaking. I don't know what happened to the station this night. We are not hearing your voice. The thing is just, I don't know what I will call it, sir.
I think from my end, everything is good and fine.
No, from Abba, the station is not speaking.
That should be from Abba Aziz. But here, everything is up and running. But your complaints are noted anyway. Those who are in charge of it will look into it. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, we must continue. Biafrans across the globe. It's just for us to understand how our ancestors, how far they went to ensure that they lived by integrity. There were certain things that we think they are minor. They never compromised with it. They stood on the right path even unto the end. This is exactly what we want you to do. Caller on the line, your name and where are you calling from? Caller on the line.
Mazi. Okay.
Go ahead, please. Stop listening to your radio. Go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Mazi. I am calling from Czech Republic. My name is Dixon Ifeanyi Abapurong. I am the coordinator. I serve Biafra in Czech Republic as the national coordinator. I want to thank you for everything you've been doing. Your lectures, they are all wonderful. What I want to tell the Biafrans at the Biafra land now is, these people that are coming in with drugs, they don't mean well for us. Our land should be at a wake now, at a lot. Because these guys coming in, they don't come in, they are not coming in with good intentions. Especially now that the coronavirus made them to close everywhere, but our border is the only one that is open. So I want everybody to be at alert. God bless you, Mazi Onyeibe.
Thank you
God
very
bless
much.
Biafra. Thank you very much.
Caller on the line, your name and where are you calling from?
Ramaz, good evening, sir.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Am I coming out?
Loud and clear, the word is listening.
Okay, my name is Ogochukwu, calling from Abba. Mezuko Kika, bless you. Bless our leader. Bless our leader. For the good work we have done for us. And bless my coordinator, Kechuku Inyama. Now, thank you for your this night. Our I thank you for your teaching. Thank you for all you have done for Biafra. Your teaching, we have known our going back. We have known our way to forward. We have known everything that we want to know. Okay. Can I go ahead?
Of course, the word is listening. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Then my question goes like this. Our forefather did this, and it's the challenge I'm going through now. In the olden days, they told us that if you born twins, that is, they will keep the land or Igbo land until one woman from white woman come and stop it. So my question is that, because this have happened so much, ancestors that keep the twins or another people. That's my question, so that I will know how to defend myself.
Since you were born, have you seen any place, any village in Biafra land where they are killing twins? They told you. That is what they said.
This is what they told me. So I want to know.
The point is that if you have not seen it happen around you, it did not happen. Nobody killed twins. Nobody killed twins. All those things are fallacy, cock and bull story. Until Mary Slessor came. But we have a name for twins. Why would they kill twins? My mother is a twins. Or rather, she's a twins, if that grammar is correct anyway. She's the Ejime. And she have twins. One is Onishi, one is Oberi. Not such garbage there until they want to demonize everything about you. They have the God of fertility according to them. How would they question the God of fertility if he chooses to give them triplets? That is just the problem. All those things is not challenge, it's a garbage. Sweep it inside dustbin and move ahead. It's not in our culture. Somebody may have done it to commit ritual. Do you know most of the pharmaceutical drug coming from China and Japan, they miss the particle of dead baby? Do you know? It is not trending. My sister, all those things are cock and bull story. As you are there now, you can't even imagine those things, not to talk of doing it. Only those who are filled with demon. And you cannot condemn a whole generation because of the atrocity of one man. Oyibo have killers. They call them serial killer. If you are an armed robber, you are from Oyibo land. They call you Robin Sherwood. There is a film raining now, trending now. What do they call it? Money heist. The professor is a criminal. But look at how they are brandishing him like as if he's a good man. He's a criminal. If Anene and Mondo Subo were to be from America, they would have given them a very honorable position. We will be worshipping them today. The armed robber in Britain is known as Robin Sherwood. So don't mind all those garbage they tell us everywhere. And then we destroy ourselves. If Anene and Mondo Subo were to be from America, you will see how they will worship them. Let me tell you how trickish these people can be. Not until we stand up to them. Let us know the truth and stand by the truth first. You will see how they will fall like a pack of cards. The most valuable picture on earth is the picture of what do they call this woman? Why did I forget her name? Mona Lisa. What made that picture become very popular? Because somebody stole it and 3 years later returned it. And that picture become very expensive. It can even cost more than the whole of Africa. The picture of Mona Lisa. They know how to reprogram us, destroy us completely. Not until we stand up and say, no, my father did not do that. And rightfully so. They continue blackmailing and demonizing everything about us. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Mazi, this year will be baffling because if I discuss it with you,
I have told you.
Happened. I said it's not our ancestors that do
It's not our ancestors. Tell the person it can be their own ancestors. Ask the person, why is it that when a day is bad, they call it, when Monday is bad, they call it Black Monday? When you want to tell lie against somebody, they call it blackmail. When a day is black, why don't they call it White Monday? When you want to blackmail somebody, why don't they call it white mail? Why is the devil black? Look at everything about black. All of them are evil. Only white is good. Please, let's move ahead. Forget about that one. I've told you what you need to know so that we will not digress.
If you tell them to go back to their roots, they will say you want to follow the past evil that your ancestors do. They see the win, they free. You hear any place where say they kill Igbo? Is it not our Biafra land that they keep win? Is it not the white person come they sue our people? They are killing our win. They are telling us to your food. This is what we discussing.
That is their level of understanding. There are a lot of things we need to say, but our people must. The person could as well believe that it was Mongo Park that discovered River Niger now. The person should as well believe that Mongo Park discovered River Niger with Landa brother. After all, we were not here until terrorist Lugard came. They now created us. They mowed us by the River Niger, and then they put us here. Huh?
Yeah.
Don't worry. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. May God bless you. Bless you. Bless you, Lord. Bless you, Nako. Bless your wife.
And bless you too. It is quite unbelievable. Of course, I understand how you feel. You are evil. You believe it. And so everything they say about you, you believe it. And that is inferiority complex. That is what is killing us today. I said it in the morning when they are shouting, "Oh, World Health Organization want to help Africa. Oh, first World Bank is coming to support Africa. Oh, hey, we want to give them health medicine. Oh, hey, Bill Gates want to pay our medical bill. Oh. Because all these people are thieves. They are the one robbing Africa. From morning till night, they are robbing the wealth of Africa. But they are the one coming on the social media. Oh, we are helping Africa. An idiot will see that and say, "Oh, they are helping us. They are good. It's not your problem." That is why we are here. Resetting every brain. I don't envy our leader, honestly. But of course, he has a mandate. And Chukwu Kikabiama know he will deliver. We do not expect that our people will understand. They worked on you seriously for 200 years. It's just how many years? Are you there, caller on WhatsApp?
Yes. Mr. Onyeibe, I just want to commend you. I'm calling from Texas. I just want to be brief. I spoke to you briefly out of studio when I was in New England. That should be last month. I just want to comment on the person that just got off, the point she raised. I just want to commend your work. Biafra is here. Most of our people were marginalized through brainwashing. Few days ago, I went online. I pulled out Biafra genocide, and I was able to pull the picture of dying children, which is heartbreaking. Is the greatest crime against humanity in the history of mankind. And not only that, it's been hidden from the rest of the world. So somebody came all the way from Europe and insinuated that we as a people rejected twins, but they turn around, kill pretty much more than 2 million Biafran children. What does that tell you as a person? What does that tell you as a person? That should answer your question about those people. Those people were evil. They were evil intended. They had evil intention towards you. They came all the way from Europe through the decision in Berlin Conference 1885 to marginalize, enslave you forever, make you to be poor and down, So now Christianity have done so much damage against our people's brain, which the Europeans brought, and they literally use it and carefully brainwash our people to cave into enslavement in their own land. It's so shameful. Some of our people can't think for themselves. They cannot think outside the confinement of brainwashing of white folks that came for their own interests. Just to round up here, The sister that just called, do your own research where you are. Biafran women belly were sliced open. If you haven't read your own history, the greatest damage they did against most of our people is we do not understand our own history. We don't even want to do that. We don't want to do that. So just to round up here, we need to create awareness. As she may still be on the radio, go and ask those that have brainwashed you. 2 million Biafran children were killed by those who you say were advocating. That's rubbish. They were not advocating for nothing. We were well advanced before they came. We had good culture. I shared this picture with American, Caucasian, white folks. It was a heartbreaking. They couldn't handle it. They say such is a serious crime against humanity. It shouldn't happen. So we need to go back to our history. That's all I'm trying to say. Don't let people keep brainwashing us. As we have reclaimed our land, we have to be united, both in mind and in the physical. All right? Thank you, brother.
Thank you for the
good work.
And now this is where we'll be drawing the curtain on this segment. Of course, I will sign off temporarily and I will be back in no time. The mother that just asked a question, understand, we are all born in our community. If I come here to tell you that we do not have evil people among us, I lie. But one thing I hate about those people who are trapped in this zoo, this prison called Nigeria, is they condemn all of us for the sins of one man. I will not accept that. David, as we all know, killed his best friend and took his best friend's wife. But he's loved by God because he's a Onyeibe man. He's loved by God, a man after God's own heart. Killed his best friend and took his wife. Old thing has passed away. Ndiara. Not until we reject all this nonsense. We will not have the ground to stand in pride, in dignity, and with honor. We cannot stand before anybody because we are who they say we are. We are who they say we are. So when they come out, they say, oh, you are a monkey, you are a monkey. You now begin to say, ow, give me banana, like our leader said. All these things our leader have been saying. If we want Onyeibe man come out now and say, I want to tell you, the man in Ancestral Rock is not Buhari. All of you say, yes, my pastor prophesied it. Hey, we agree, Indiara. But fellow black is telling you, that man is not Buhari. We have different versions, made in China, made in America, made in Italy, made in Japan, made in Saudi Arabia. Different Buhari full Ancestral Rock. Will you believe? Of course, we are not saying so that all of you believe. Some are Thomas. They need more conviction. And we shall convince you, don't worry. I simply say go back to your root. Go and find out who your ancestors were. Biafrans, in fact, in any community where you go across the globe, remove the indigenous people. The highest in population is Biafrans. Igbo to be precise. The question is, our ancestors are that evil, killing us. Why is the God of fertility working on our behalf? Go to the land of Caucasian, remove Caucasian. Check the highest population, Igbo man. And then somebody is coming to tell you something they know nothing about. Our history predates all of them. We were here before they come. We are a mystery they cannot unlock. They cannot solve us. Nobody can undo us. That is why no matter how many Fulani that are in our land, no matter the conspiracy against us as a people, no matter how misguided we may be sometimes, no matter how much they have beaten us down, we will always rise back and be greater than we have ever been. Of course, like I said, I will be signing off temporarily. I will come back in no time. Be good. Be a genuine Biafran. African, wake up.
Reading from Biafran's Got Talent.
Africans will never be free until Biafra comes here. Africans will never be free until Biafra comes here. Africans will never be free until Biafra comes here. Africans will never be free until Biafra comes.
face. They colonize our people with guns and bullets. Biafra is our hope now. Biafra is the hope of Africa.
So every black man stand up for your right. Wherever you are, stand up for your Africa. So every black man has to stand up for your right. Freedom for Africa. Africa, freedom for Africa. Africans will never be free until Biafra comes here. Africans will never be free until Biafra comes here. Africans will never be free until Biafra comes here. Africans will never be free until Biafra comes here. Englishman knows that. Englishman knows that. Frenchman knows that. Man knows that. Nigeria knows that. No. Englishman knows that. Man knows. Frenchman knows that. Man knows. Nigeria knows that. Yo. See them bad men working tirelessly day and night, trying to oppress and bring Jaja children down. So every black man even now for the heroes to be. Stand up for your right and let us free Africa. I know that Jaja will let us down. You give us Biafra, our golden crown. Africa will rise and be great again. We've had enough of these tears and pain. So every black man stand. So every black man for your right. Wherever you are, stand up for your Africa. So every black man stand up for your right. Freedom for Africa. Africa, freedom for Africa.
Inye aka nke si n'eluigwe bịa, ọ bụ inye aka gị ga-anapụta anyị n'ọnọdụ anyị nwetara onwe anyị n'ime Naịjirịa taa. Ndị na-enweghị karịrị ndị nwere nụ, ọ bụghị mmadụ niile na-ezu ohi. Ọ bụ ọnọdụ a ka Izrel nọ mgbe Hosea na-ebu amụma, mgbe mmadụ na-enweghị ike ịrapịọm bresọ maọbụ onye ụgha maọbụ onye ohi. Ndị ọrụ na-arụ ọrụ anaghị akwụ ha ụgwọ. Chineke mere anyị ebere. Ọnọdụ anyị taa o juru m anya rie m ọnụ, ebe nwanne na-ere nwanne ya o nyere anyị aka. Anụrụ m ọnụ nke na-asị guzoro Chukwu dabere onye isi agha. Anụrụ m ọnụ nke na-asị guzoro Chukwu, ọ dị ihe ọ na-apụghị ime. Ozi nwa m adala mba, ka anụrụ m ọnụ na-asị ozi nwa m adala mba guzoro Chukwu. ọdụ nkume n'obi ike gwụrụ adabere obesi ike ube ndụ agbakwuru ezuru ike aṅụrụ aṅụrụ ndụ dabere Chukwu dabere onye isi agha ọnọdụ anyị taa o juru m anya rie m ọnụ ebe nwanne na-ere nwanne ya ụwa shiri dabere onye isi agha ụwa shiri achọpụtago m ihe ọtụ mmadụ ji aghọ psychophants na-enwe aka ọrụ ọzọ da na ịkọ aka ọkwa ebe a na-achọta a ga-esiri apịọm ọtụ mmadụ wee ghọzie otu igbo na-etiri ma ndị ohi ma ndị amam ka e wee rie Chineke mere ụmụ ebere nyere anyị aka eluigwe nyere anyị aka eluigwe nyere anyị aka ịpụrụ inye aka anụrụ m ọnụ nke na-asị guzoro Chukwu guzoro onye isi agha anụrụ m ọnụ nke na-asị dabere Chukwu ọ dịghị ọ na-apụghị ime Father, hear my cry. Heavenly Father, hear my call. Don't let the naira win it all, Lord. Don't let the naira take it all. Over naira win, I'm afraid. The downtrodden will suffer too much. They will be marginalized more and more. They can never win any case. They don't even have money enough to eat, let alone for litigations. Oh God, deliver your people. We are praying for equal justice.
The radio station with more. You're listening to the radio station.
You're listening to
This is
Radio Biafra. Radio Biafra.
We are Biafra. We love Biafra. We are Biafrans. We love Biafra. I say we are Biafrans. We love Biafra. We are Biafrans. We love Biafra. We show the whole world how much we love Biafra, our beloved father's land. We love and cherish. We show the whole world how much we love Biafra, our beloved father's land. We love and cherish. Biafra's story is the most touching and painful story warring in the world. Biafrans have been killing every day and night, but nobody is talking. Everywhere silent. We should be ashamed of ourselves. Hey, we said we are Christians, but we do nothing to help the Biafrans. When they are killing Biafrans, we've done nothing to help them. Whether you help or not, we Biafran, we stand and protect our land because we love Biafra. Will die for Biafra. We are Biafra. We are Biafra. We love Biafra. We love Biafra. Our father's land. We love and cherish. We love and cherish. We are Biafra. We are Biafra. We love Biafra. Our father's land. We love and cherish. We love and cherish. I am a Biafran. I respect people, but I'm not afraid of them. And I want to use this little opportunity to address those that say that they want to know where I come from. I, Prof. Alison Akoma, I come from town called Nenu in Obingwa, Abia State, and my mother come from Akwa Ibom. I'm a man that believe what my father used to say, Mberede nyini dike, mberede keji amadike, mberede nyini onye si na ya bụ eze, mberede kejikwa na ameze. I so much believe in that word my father always used to say. We are Biafrans. We are Biafrans. We love Biafra. We love Biafra. Our father's land. We love and cherish. We love and cherish. We are Biafra. We love Biafra. We love Biafra. Our father's land. We love and cherish. We love and cherish. We are Biafra. We love Biafra. We are Biafrans. We love Biafra. I say we are Biafrans. We love Biafra. We are Biafrans. We love Biafra. We show the whole world how much we love Biafra, our beloved father's land. We love and cherish. We love Biafra. Where we sold the whole world. We love Biafra. We love Biafra. Where we sold the whole world. How much we love Biafra. Biafran. We love Biafra. Where we sold the whole world. How much we love Biafra. Biafran. We love Biafra. Where we sold the whole world. How much we love Biafra.
Why are you people lying? Why don't you tell them they want an independent Biafra? Oh, they're fighting for their freedom. So we owe everything to people to grab them and to ask us to come. Not by our own might, nor power, nor will, but by the grace of the Father.
Back in 1914, amalgamation, colonial master, criminal master, I'm a mercenary soldier named Frederick Lugar. Brought together all them captives, including Jah people, them Yorubas and them Ariwas, and so many other people. Called us Nigeria, Niger area. Oh, Nigeria, people with different religion, different beliefs, yeah, different in culture and tradition, different language, different in everything, overstanding under reason, us to coexist together. plant of confusion. Describe it as oil and the water. That can never mix. Planted the cabals, them representatives here in Nigeria, looting on our treasures, colonial external marginalization of the Biafra, external marginalization of the Biafra. Now is the time for manifestation. Now is the time to be restored. Great Biafra be restored. I want freedom for my people. Freedom for Biafra. I know Biafra.
Hey, Chinekele, Abrala. Hey, Agreed.
Why you get holy, Mr. Producer?
Ipob. One way, honey.
All we need is freedom. All we need is freedom. All we need is freedom. It's not about us to be together. It's not about us to be together. All we need is freedom. All we need is freedom. It's not about us to be together. Naturally, Biafra go. Let my people go. Naturally, Biafra go. Naturally, my people go. Naturally, my people go. Let my people go.
Story is the most touching and painful story in the world. Biafrans have been killing every day and night, but nobody is talking. Everywhere silent. We should be ashamed of ourselves. Hey, we said we are Christians, but we do nothing to help the Biafrans. When they are killing Biafrans, we've done nothing to help them. Whether you help or not, we Biafran, we stand and protect our land, because we love Biafra, and we will die for Biafra. are Biafra. We love Biafra. We love Biafra. Our father's land. Yeah. We love and cherish. We love and cherish. We are Biafra. We are Biafra. We love Biafra. We love Biafra. Our father's land. Yeah. We love and cherish. We love and cherish. I am a Biafran. I respect people, but I'm not afraid of them. And I want to use this little opportunity to address those that say that they want to know where I come from. I, Prof. Alison Akoma, I come from town called Nenu in Obingwa, Abia State. And my mother comes from Akwa Ibom. I'm a man that believes what my father used to say. Mberede nyini dike, mberede keji amadike, mberede nyini onye si na ya bụ eze, mberede kejikwa na ameze. I so much believe in that word my father always used to say. We are Biafrans. We are Biafrans. We love Biafra. We love Biafra. Our father's land. Yeah. We love and cherish. We love and cherish. We are Biafra. We are Biafra. We love Biafra. We love Biafra. Our father's land. Yeah. We love and cherish. We love and cherish. Oh. We are Biafra. We love Biafra. We are Biafrans. We love Biafra. I say we are Biafrans. We love Biafra. We are Biafran. We love Biafra. We show the whole world how much we love Biafra, our beloved father's land. We love and cherish. We will show the whole world how much we love Biafra, our beloved father's land. We love and cherish. Biafra story is the most touching and painful story in the world. Oh. Biafrans have been killing.
Yes, once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women.
Biafra story is the most touching and painful story in the world. Oh. Biafrans have been killing.
Yes, once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, conscientious people wherever you are all over the world. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you good night, depending on your time zone. This is still Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Radio Biafra London. Radio Biafra London is being anchored by the deputy leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. His name is Mazi Omefo. He is from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra State. In Anambra State.
Online, on air, on digital satellite, 24 hours a day. This is the largest indigenous broadcaster, Radio Biafra, the first, the best, and the last.
Land of the indigenous people of Biafra, led by supreme leader Mazi Kanu, Ohamadike, Ikuku Amano Yodogu, Inyele Mberede.